All right, Replicant starting with his Lollipop. I wasn't sure which we were going to see first, the Min Min or the Lola. He does love both of them. And Iloria starting with her Min Min. I've seen a lot more Twin Tail from her, but I don't know which is her true main.
Yeah.
Starting off, you're going to go with Burchuck. I couldn't get the name out there for a second.
Well, Chilla.
Burchuck and Tribal.
And Iloria going in with a Dragon Arm Chakram and the Roaster.
You know, Girth 5 Chakram, I think, is the biggest, very good choice on Iloria's part.
The Chakram works. The Chakram's one of those arms where it still has its place in the meta, even after all the nerfs it's taken. But the players that we most see it now, who use it or utilize it well, generally are players or characters who are capable of achieving the max level of girth, because it just needs that massive size to work now.
Well, Hanukkah uses it in his offset. They use it very well. The Rams are just such interesting arms. They were outrageously broken when the game came out, and they nerfed them in every patch, and they're still meta arms. Replicant could just go for a shield break here. Chose not to. I don't think that was.
I think that was a fear of getting rush parry or outrushed, because Iloria has a much heftier rush, and with the Chakram there, Replicant's rush literally just would not work.
Well, if Replicant could have started the rush while she was in shield, she would have had to have outrushed, reacted perfectly, outrushed just the second before she started getting hit by Tribal, because it's big and comes out very fast, and also outboxed Burchuck, which I don't see happening there. I think he could have gone for the shield break for free at the range he was at, especially with the pressure he was like. Iloria was scared in shield, but Iloria did take the first round.
Yeah, it was able to bring it back with a successful rush, and even punished Replicant's rush.
Yeah, she got around after getting hit by that rush. Replicant really just wanted to mitigate the health deficit, and definitely rushed in a really bad place. Could have gone for the shield break earlier, and I mean right here, gonna get close. If that was Tribal, perfect. I'm sure it would have.
Yeah, Min Min, a very fast character, it's actually kind of hard to catch her. Just like Ninjara, just like Twin Tail, just like so many of these other like quick-footed fighters. You throw a rush at them, and they're usually pretty ready. Unless you catch them in a really solid investment, they're probably going to get out of it.
Yeah, well, if you can make them want to shield and then rush, when you have shield break arms, you can just force them. You know, you throw that arm out and then retract it, or you throw a grab out and then rush retract it. It's a little risky when they have rush, but I mean, sometimes you have to do stuff like that to stop Min Min from having Dragon.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to make sure you're pressuring. And if you're not careful though, something like what just happened can pop up. Iloria able to throw out a quick grab while Replicant made a little too much of an investment on that, and ends up just getting everything to be brought down, giving Iloria the first game.
Yeah, Girth 5 Ram is really, really hard for Lola to deal with. It just, when she's getting up, it covers so many of her options, even at like mid-range. She can't super dash, she can't just like regular dash in most cases. She can't super jump if you're within mid-range and react to her picking an option. It just covers it. It hits her out of the air before she can get up high enough to get away from it. And Iloria played really dominantly in neutral with it, which is very hard for Lola to outbox.
Definitely came off understanding what the matchup kind of was and what was needed to be able to work through there. What do you think Replicant's going to try to do stage-wise, maybe character-wise, to kind of respond to that first round?
He might switch to Min Min and do a Minda, though. Because at least from what I've seen, whenever Rep feels like Lola's not working, he switches off, which is fair. Lola's a very hard character to play.
She is very tricky.
She's very frustrating because sometimes you're doing things really well and then you get knocked down and you don't get back up for the rest of the round. But he might also switch off. I just don't think he for the matchup. He definitely could have won that if he wasn't trying to play Burchuck, Chilla, Tribal. I mean,
that might have just he might have been going and expecting something different, and it just kind of.
That's true. I mean, Iloria does play Dragon, right? She's a Dragon user. I mean, I've seen her play. She played Dragon against me for sure. Replicant going Twintel, I did not expect that at all. But I'm sure these guys play on ranked often enough.
They definitely a lot of
I'm
the
sure
EU players interact a lot.
Yeah, they interact a lot, and I know they play ranked a lot. I've been lurking in their Discord for a while. Still seeing with that Tribal, I just feel like that's not the right option. I feel like
Iloria's got another good loadout that kind of counters the Tribals.
Well, the Girth 5 Ram alone just makes Tribal hell to use in neutral. I don't agree with that. I think that the Kablammer is definitely a good counterpick. I mean, anytime somebody's throwing a giant medium armor into it, my answer has just almost always been going straight through it with megawatts. The Kablammer, almost the same thing.
And while Tribal maybe won't work as well just on its base concept, with the Kablammer there, like, I could see a lot of cases where Replicant is just going to be able to eat through both arms if Iloria throws too many out, and then the Tribal just goes straight in, pokes her in the face, and there's nothing Iloria can do about it because the Kablammer just walled everything out up to that point.
Yeah. No, we were seeing when Rep had Iloria in the corner there, he was doing a lot of Hanukkah pokes, where he basically only uses Tribal uncharged after his other arm makes you respond in a way to do things like that. But instead of responding smartly with a crush or something, Rep just goes to continue that, and I mean, he could lose the round because of that.
He's not going to, though. Is able to hold on just long enough, and as soon as Iloria starts advancing, one more poke in there, and Rep is going to take the first round here. And forces Iloria to respond with a whammer. We have both the hammers here.
Ooh, that Kablammer didn't explode and just actually did nothing. Left Rep really open. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Chakram Whammer seems like a very weird set.
Oh, lands the grab.
That was weird. The Tribal just didn't start up enough time because of Exosora. So we saw it starting up as grab went around it. Very frustrating thing to have happen, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's actually happens a lot. I'm pretty sure it pretty much means you're like 5 frames short of like less than that probably even of actually landing your attack. But it seems like such a common thing. I see there's so many times where it happens for me. There's some
Oh, what a well-placed flamer. So Iloria knew that if she threw out Whammer there was at least a high chance that it would go through Tribal and knock him out of his rush. And that cost him that round. I mean, he had the right... He picked the right option.
Mm-hmm. If Replicant chose to throw out his Kablammer at that time too, he definitely would have been able to get through. But the problem was the fact that
he started with Tribal.
Every user every Whammer, every Kablammer user when they use Rush, and it's easy to know this against pretty much anyone, is that they usually hold on to the mono rushes like Whammer, Kablammer, just to wait for the other arm to confirm. So Iloria was able to take advantage of that and just land a really safe counter. And we're going to go pretty early into this one with Iloria landing the first rush and putting themselves in a slight lead, but that's going to quickly turn around.
You see how he curved that? He curved it like you would curve Nade. That might be, just 10 damage off. If that was Nade, Kablammer definitely it was 410, 430 at least.
He just needs one more hit though. And there's a weakened arm there. Both players having weakened arms now, just looking for a quick moment to tap right on the head with that roaster, and that's going to give Replicant his own score of 1.
1-1. Really interesting set so far. I really didn't expect this character from Rep or these arms. Like if I was Rep, I would have just gone Nuka Lola against this, and instead of dealing with Chakram, I couldn't think of what it's called. I had to do a hand motion.
The spinny thing.
Chakram, the spinny thing. Instead of dealing with Chakram, I would have just gone over it. Or gone through it, which he did end up doing, but I would have done it with Lola. I'm very stubborn.
I mean, we're both very stubborn. I've dabbled with a lot of characters, but you know when it comes down to it, they're like, alright, what are you going to do for this really intense match? Oh, I'm going to go Mechanica. But you have practice with all these other characters. One might be better at this matchup. No, I'm going Mechanica because I'm Mechanica.
Yeah.
So how do you think Iloria might respond to this? Replicant definitely has been a bit more advantaged with the use of the Kablammer. That thing working really well against Min there.
I feel like maybe Twin was only for Vaya. I feel like that the way that he played here wouldn't work if Iloria had more space. So I think it depends on what stage we end up going to. We might see Iloria responding with her own Twin Tail.
Definitely looking for a more open space, I would suspect.
Probably. We might see some dragon play from Iloria. Or, I mean, the Chakram was working fantastically for most of both of those matches. Replicant really didn't have an answer to it, even with Kablammer, Tribal, and Roaster Kablammer. Still found a hard time, had a hard time finding grounding attraction in the match. Only really swaying the match with Rush.
But if you can, sometimes that's all you need to be able to take a match.
That's true. Rush, especially at high level, decides who wins.
They have determined their stage. We're actually going to be going back to Via Dulce.
Weird. I would not have chosen that. Especially, I don't like going back to where I just very confident that I can. So maybe we're going to see something crazy from Iloria. Go back to Min Min. Same pick. So let's see the set. Just running it back.
It's just a run back. Might be that Iloria did have a couple of opportunities where she felt like she might have been able to bring things back. Likely just wants to take a swing here and be like, no, I can actually do here. I can get here to work, so let's swing again. And Replicant, starting off with a pretty heavy start, taking a third of Iloria's health down within the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that right there is the Master Multi grab, and with a heavy on, plus like an explosion. That's a decent amount of damage. And Replicant gets a rush advantage here. Iloria does something really unsafe, and already about to lose all of her health.
Does have Replicant pushed into the corner now. So while Iloria only has about 25% health, does have the opportunity to do a pin with the Chakram, and is just looking to lock Replicant down. And it working out is able to quickly bring Replicant down to about 25% health, and now the health pools are even.
I think this is a playstyle change we're seeing, actually. This is much more aggressive instead of trying to kind of play that more passive mid-range Chakram game. Unfortunately,
the wide grab.
Yeah. She lost her charge at the wrong point, got knocked down, and went in unsafely.
And now Replicant looking for one more round to be able to move over to the semifinals, if I believe. Iloria definitely looking to try to bring this back. Needs another 2 rounds in order to take this. Replicant moving back to the Tribal.
Yeah, well, that match was a little too close for comfort. I mean, if I was Rep, probably. I mean, if it were me playing and I just lost the dragon there, or almost lost the dragon there, I'd definitely be switching to Dragon for my team. So I understand the mindset. One thing that Iloria was doing excellently, that I hope that we see some more of before the set ends, is that amazing double stun pressure where she was forcing Replicant into situations where he would either get stunned by Whammer or Chakram, and then getting a free grab to continue pressure.
Or just getting stunned by Weimer and then any of the other follow-ups. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem very likely, as that's going to be one more grab. Replicant taking Iloria down and is going to be moving on in the brackets. Flourish.
Yeah, this is a very good set. I just think Iloria was a little too stubborn there. Shouldn't have brought him back to Via. Should have gone to a more open stage, because while she was very good at pressure at the end of round 1, it ended up not working out in her favor, and I think she should play to her strong suits more.